Hello and welcome back to the Rainbow mini-series. My name is Adam and today we are going to learn how to use the Rainbow Progress Bar and the Rainbow Progress Scroll View and see how they actually work together to do some pretty cool things. All right, so if you're just joining us, watch some of the previous videos and go ahead and whip up an Xcode project and install Rainbow via Swift Package Manager. There's some tutorials that will walk you through the entire process. But if you're coming back and you've been with us from the beginning, just go ahead and open up that sample app that you've been working on and we've been working towards to get through all of the components available in Rainbow as of today. So what we're going to be learning about today is we'll just go ahead and scroll in on the package. We have under the sources directory, we have the progress bar and the progress scroll view. And the goal today is to see how those two work independently and how they work together. And you'll notice that the progress bar has a configuration and a theme like all Rainbow components do. But the progress scroll view does not, and that's because the progress scroll view is designed to work with the progress bar. All right, so we got a lot to get through. Let's just jump right into it. So since our previous episode, I took away the content that we had inside the body from the Rainbow button configuration lesson. And basically, I just nuked it and threw in some text here so we can go ahead and build and run, and we get a fresh vanilla view with text that says progress bar. And of course, we imported the Rainbow library into our source code. Okay, so let's get started with Rainbow Progress Bar. And we're just going to go ahead and type in Rainbow Progress Bar. And as you can see, the signature for this component takes a configuration and a progress. So let's just go ahead and hit enter. And we are going to use the default configuration because I kind of want to show you how the progress bar works, and we're going to build our understanding up in order to get to the end result. So we're going to use the default configuration for the Rainbow Progress Bar, and we're going to pass in a fixed progress of 0.5, meaning it's not dynamic, so we can learn something about how Rainbow Progress Bar works. Whoa, Rainbow Progress Bar is trying to take up all the space of my view. And that's by default design. And the reason why is because the library doesn't want to impose a height on your progress bar. Essentially, it wants to let you adjust the height. A little bit different from how Apple's progress bar works because it's kind of got this fixed thin height, but sometimes your apps want to have a little bit more emphasis, right? So what we're going to do here is we're just going to pass it a frame using the frame height modifier, and we'll just make this 20, and we'll build and run one more time so we can see the Rainbow Progress Bar in the center of the view. Now, if you pay close attention, you're going to see that there's no corner radius, right? So that's an indicator that the Rainbow Progress Bar's default shape type is a rectangle and not a capsule. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit cooler. So what we're going to do now is we are going to hold down Command and tap on default and see what kind of default configurations we get out the box with Rainbow Progress. So we get the default configuration, which we're looking at on screen right now. And we also get the static method called configure, which takes a theme and a shape. So let's go ahead and use this static method configure instead of the default configuration. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and type in configure, and we're going to pass it a theme like primary or primary light or danger, danger light, warning, warning light, etc. Follows the same theming approach as all the other components in Rainbow library. So we'll use primary for now, and we are going to set the shape type to capsule, and let's go ahead and make the progress dynamic now. So now we're going to say at state var progress, and this is going to be a double, and we'll start it off at 0.0, and we will pass in the state to the progress bar via binding, and we'll just type progress here and go ahead and build and run. Now we're going to see just the silhouette of a progress bar, right? Because we don't have anything to modify that dynamic state. So let's go ahead and adjust our body. Let's go ahead, I'll just zoom in here so it's a little bit clearer for you. So let's go ahead and adjust this to be a VStack, and we're going to pass in a slider, and its value is going to be the bound progress. And we are going to go ahead and paste our rainbow progress bar back. And notice how this progress is bound to both of these components. So now when we go ahead and build and run, and we slide the slider, we should see the progress bar update dynamically, which we do. Okay, so this is cool. Let's update the configuration to use one with a gradient, like the rainbow gradient. So we'll go ahead and build and run that, and you can see this nice rainbow gradient effect. Okay, this is great. Let's take it up a notch and build something a little bit more custom. So instead of using the configuration method and passing in a theme and a shape, we're going to build our own configuration using, you guessed it, the Rainbow Progress Bar configuration builder. So let's go ahead and type in Progress Bar configuration, and I'll just zoom in on this so it's a little bit easier to read. Just close the side panel. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to say Rainbow Progress Bar configuration. That's going to be what this computed variable is going to return. So we're going to say return. We don't even need the return. We could drop that. So we'll say Rainbow Progress Bar configuration dot builder, because now we're going to build our own configuration. So when we do that, and I use the dot syntax to essentially message the builder, you can see that there's a few different methods or messages that we can send to the builder in the progress bars case. And that is set border, set shape, set theme, and set animation. So remember, if you remember just a moment ago, we saw the default configuration, and that nice slide out effect that you get is an ease in animation with a default duration of 0.2. Okay, so let's go ahead and set a shape. We want this to be capsule. I like that style for now. We're going to use set theme, and this is going to be our rainbow theme. And we can also build our own themes. So let's actually build our own theme using the Rainbow Progress Bar color theme. And this is going to take an array of background colors. So the background could be a linear gradient. The foreground could be a linear gradient. Let's go ahead and the border could be a linear gradient, which we'll see in a second. So we'll just set this background to be blue. We'll do the gradients in a moment. I'm just going to drop this down so it's a little bit more clear. And we're going to set the foreground colors to be, let's just say, blue and white, because I live in Toronto, Canada, and we are fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we'll go ahead and set the border as well. So let's set the border. And this is going to be the rainbow border options. And here we're going to pass in just one color for now, because I want to show you something cool in a second. We're going to set the width to 5, and we'll just close this off with a parenthesis, and then we are going to call the build function on the builder to go ahead and build us this custom configuration. And let's just go ahead and see what this is complaining about. Oh, we are missing the colors parameter. So let's go ahead and pass the colors for the named parameter. And now the static analyzer isn't complaining, so we're just going to go ahead and pause this and build and run, but we haven't passed in our progress bar configuration into Rainbow Progress Bar. So remember, this static method configure is actually returning a configuration. In this case, we've built our own configuration, so we're just going to go ahead and ditch this method. And we're going to type in Rainbow Progress Bar configuration, which is our computed var, so we can see it in all its glory. All right, so we have this. It's a little thin. Let's beef it up. We'll change this to a height of 30, and we'll go ahead and run this again. Okay, So our bar is a little bit thicker. We have a blue background, and we're going to see now when we slide for progress, we have a blue and white foreground. And this is cool. But what we want to do is we want to make our border pop. And what we're going to do by doing that is we're going to say rainbow defaults, and we're going to pass in the default colors array. And we don't need to pass an array in an array. So we could just say rainbow defaults colors. And now we're going to pass an additional parameter beside width called animation options. And this is going to be a rainbow border animation options structure where we're going to pass a custom interval. Let's just say 0.2 because we really want it to flash. And we'll just build and run. And now you can see we have this glowing progress bar. I'll just zoom into that for a sec so you could see it glow. Look at it glow in all its glory. All right, awesome. So now that we have this, what we want to do is we want to see how to use the Rainbow Progress Scroll View in conjunction with Rainbow Progress Bar, and we're going to bind those two together. So let's get rid of our slider, and in our VStack, what we're going to do now is we are going to include the Rainbow Progress Scroll View. And when we do that, you can see we have two parameters we could pass in, the progress and the content. So let's go ahead and pass in our state variable, and let's create some content. So obviously we want this to be nice and large. So let's go ahead and do a for each, and we will say, give me something from 0 to 100. We'll pass in the ID of self because every integer is already unique, so we don't need something that conforms to identifiable. And then we're going to say value in, and we're just simply going to say text, and we're going to use string interpolation to show the value as it stands. So we'll say value, and we will type in a value that is coming into the closure from the for each. And now what we're going to do is build and run. And what we should see is a progress bar at the top. It already looks like it's full because we have a background color. So let's just set that blue to clear. And you probably don't want the glowing border, but it doesn't really matter for this demo. Now check out what happens. So let's just close Xcode for a sec. We're going to put this front and center. We're going to zoom into it, and we're going to scroll. And now you can see that the progress bar is actually bound to the scroll view's height, depending on how much content it has. And when I zoom out, you can see it's only at 100% when it's filled right at the bottom of the scroll view. Now, this component is only available for SwiftUI ScrollView at this moment, but there will be an update coming to Rainbow soon that will apply this to lists and any other SwiftUI view that has collection capabilities like lazy vgrid, etc. All right, so that's our demo for today. Let's just open up Xcode so we can make sure that we cross our T's and dot our I's. So today we learned about Rainbow Progress Bar, and we learned about Rainbow Progress Scroll View and how the two work together. And we also learned how Rainbow Progress Bar works independently on its own. Now, as we close out today's episode in the mini-series, I just want to remind you that if there is any time that you want to come back to learning about Rainbow Progress Bar or Rainbow Progress Scroll View, just go ahead and visit github.com/iheartswift/rainbow. And in the README, there's lots of details about all the different configurations and themes that are available in the Rainbow Progress Bar. And of course, at the bottom, if you scroll, there's the sample code, which has our example projects repository. And if you click on that and click on the Rainbow examples, inside the folder Rainbow examples, you're going to see two different Swift files, one for progress bars and one for scroll view. And this honestly just shows you potential progress bar you can possibly build with Rainbow. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to contribute to the library, feel free to drop a comment, and I will see you in the next episode where we will learn about Rainbow notification. Ciao.